Now, Governor Carper is here today, and he's, I guess, known throughout the country, particularly strengthening fathers. It's one of his initiatives. I've heard about it. I'm sure most of you have. Governor, could you tell us about how can we add fathers and the strengthening of fathers and broaden this welfare agenda?
Thanks very much. I don't know how you do it. This guy's doing all of his introductions, everything, without a script. How do you do this? I'm looking at the president to see if his lips are moving when you speak. You are amazing. You are amazing. You want to move to Delaware? If you're around Delaware or Pennsylvania or southern New Jersey or Maryland, you might become aware of an advertising campaign. The advertising campaign pictures on the same ad a young child, boy or girl, and that child's mother. And there's a tagline with the advertisement that says, "How about my mom? How about my mom?" And the idea is to reach out to employers in our tri-state area and to encourage them to consider giving somebody's mom a chance. And that's great. And I'm happy that we're doing it, and it's a wonderful campaign. There ought to be another kind of campaign in this country as well. And it'd be a picture of a little boy or a girl pictured with their dad.
Absolutely.
And the tagline would say, "How about my dad? How about my dad? How about my dad?" There's a lot of talk about welfare moms and the need to get the welfare moms off of welfare. We're doing a wonderful job collectively. The President's shown terrific leadership, and Eli and Jerry and everybody else is part of this collective partnership. And today I'm here sort of celebrating that, but we're also here to take stock. And as we go forward, I call it beyond creaming. Eli and I have talked about beyond creaming. As we go beyond creaming and try to figure out what to do next to further drive down our roles, we need to focus on those dads. Let me just mention a couple of things that we're doing in our state and other states. We steal ideas as governors from one another. We steal a lot of ideas from Tommy Thompson, and let me just mention some of the ideas that we're stealing from one another and sharing with one another. Here they go. Number one, when you send out a message that says to a dad, in order for your family to be eligible for kind of assistance, you got to leave that family. Don't be surprised when sometimes they do leave that family so they can become eligible for welfare. The idea of not having a two-parent family eligible for assistance, that's wrong, and we've changed that in this country. Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
It used to be in our state and in a lot of states, if you wanted a father, mom and dad aren't married, mom gives birth to a child, and you wanted the father to acknowledge paternity, they had to go to court. They had to go through a lengthy and difficult judicial proceeding. We don't do that anymore in my state. We don't do that anymore in a lot of states. You can go into a hospital, you can go in any kind of setting and acknowledge paternity, and we have thousands of children who have a dad who stepped up to the plate and says, "This is my boy, this is my girl, I am their father, and I want to help." We need to do that in every state. And I'll just mention one more. The President mentioned child support enforcement. It's important that the dads who owe money to their children meet their financial responsibilities. But it's also important that those of us who become dads, I became a first-time father at the age of 41, but when we become fathers, we don't have just an obligation to provide the bread and the food on the table and meet the rent and so forth. We have an obligation to love that child. And the best, I love being governor of Delaware. I love being chairman of the National Governors Association, which our president used to do. The thing I love most in my life is being a dad. Being a dad. And I'll just close with this. I wasn't born knowing how to raise a child. As a politician, I'm pretty good at kissing babies. Always have been. But I didn't know how to raise one. And we took advantage, I did, of just really good parenting training in our state. We now offer parenting training to all kinds of people from all walks of life. We offer parenting training in every prison in our state. 75% of the people 75% of the people in our prisons are fathers. 75% of them, 95% of them will be released someday. And they can either go home as a better criminal, or they can go home as a better dad, a better parent. We want to make sure in Delaware they go home as a better father. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor.